New Earth Cosmic Conversations.
Welcome, precious hearts. This is Anrita Melchizedek, and I'd like to welcome you to this week's New Earth Cosmic Conversations. And what an incredible and absolutely beautiful month of love it truly has been, with all these activations, stargates opening, and just recently having that another 11-11-11 gateway as we pass through the 11/29/2018 date and deeper into this path of divine love. So in a moment, I'm going to share with us a little bit more what's been happening from an energetic perspective, as I just take this moment to welcome my beautiful guests that I've got on the show with me this week. Leanne Carpenter and Michael Kroon. I've got Reardon, Kymberley Griffin, and Jacqueline Taylor. So welcome, welcome. So wonderful to have you on the show with us, and I truly look forward to catching up with you and chatting to you very shortly. So what another amazing, wonderful week it's been, and so much going on energetically. So many of us new earthers again embodying and coming deeper into the soul essence, embodying into the higher self, which is that first stage of the soul coming home, being more conscious, holding that alignment to the divinity and to the cosmic heart of Mother, Father, God for much longer periods in conscious awareness, and also deeper into new pathways, new creations, new creative gifts. What we're seeing here again through this week as we entered through, leading up to this gateway yesterday, this another 11-11-11 gateway, was a lot of clearing coming through of the cosmic karmic pattern of arrogance, clearing the lesser than and better than consciousness, and stepping deeper into grace and appreciation. And in fact, this whole week has been so much about grace and appreciation, people talking about it everywhere I'm looking, and actually just feeling such gratitude within our own lives, and just such traveling with just such grace and abounding synchronicities. From a cosmic perspective, we're having the galactic cosmic ray frequencies and the plasmic ray frequencies that were really strong at the beginning of the week. And this was again leading into kind of clearing, purging, purifying, but also anchoring into the template of the I Am Avatar consciousness of light. So through that, what we were experiencing was a lot of recalibration going on between the left and the right hemispheres of the brain, and also through the physical eyes merging into the third eye, sort of becoming a vision, just deepening into those timelines, those higher dimensional timelines, and being able to see and bring back what we need as the lower timelines are dissolving. And that was in the diamond flame, the diamond light codes igniting and taking us deeper into the diamond heart. We were experiencing this beautiful pink flame of the Divine Mother, and also deeper into the energy of Gaia herself, Pachamama calling us, Earth Mother calling us into the womb of creation. At the same time, we've got the call of the Brotherhood coming through from Shambhala. We've got the beautiful golden ray, divine masculine light codes igniting through the back of the heart chakra. And what we're doing there is we're seeing this expansion of the angelic wings, and we're seeing next level light bodies, and also this diamond plasmic light DNA upgrade being experienced for all of us. And essentially what this means is just deepening now into new levels of the multidimensional selves. And the new levels of the multidimensional selves is really just integrating those aspects of our consciousness as we move into the monadic soul merge, and the body itself becoming the body of light. So it's just such a beautiful creation, because of course we're moving those timelines, whether it's into ancient Egypt, whether it's into the mirror, whether it's Atlantis, and also the galactic level or the angelic level, even the dragon energy. The dragon energy has been coming up for me again. And it's such a beautiful one to be co-creating and at the same time embodying so many of our multidimensional selves, because we take on so many of those memories, we take on so many of those characteristics. And I've truly been having so much fun. And in fact, this week I experienced a lot of fairy energy. So I went around in this sort of sing-song voice with my own kids, and they loved it. So there's really beautiful things that are happening for all of us, between the unicorns and the fairies and the dragons and the Christed ETs, whether we're embodying our Sirian consciousness, which is also really coming up here into the Stargate of Sirius. The Sirian embodiment is also very much just embodying into the diamond heart of divine love and accelerating our own creative gifts, and how that is expanding. At the same time, we're seeing really the calling of the divine feminine. And the divine feminine right now is awakening primarily the energy of the woman back into the sisterhood of the rose. And as the divine masculine is embodying and activating, it's taking us deeper into Shambhala, into the ascended realms. And we're experiencing then the colors, the sounds, the frequencies. As we just tune into our own energy, we feel and sense this beautiful array of rainbow light colors and diamonds light frequencies. And we hold that as the flames of divinity walking this path of love, knowing all is love, that we are love, that we are the new earthers, that we are the flames of divinity, that we are the voices of the light tribe. And we are coming together, not only energetically as the I am avatar consciousness, but we're coming together physically. We're co-creating, and we're ready now to set up those beautiful light communities. So absolutely amazing, beautiful time as we deepen into gratitude, as we deepen into grace, as we deepen into love. So we take a moment to simply experience that love within ourselves, and that love that we have in the connection with one another, as we even just come together this moment as this beautiful, amazing light tribe, just recognizing and knowing just truly how deeply loved we are, how absolutely amazing we are. And as we feel that within our loving hearts, and now into the golden heart which ignites through the heart and the thymus chakra, we just breathe in love and breathe out love. Having a sense of this beautiful diamond flame, Mother, Father, God, anchoring the diamond light codes, anchoring the frequencies of the Divine Mother and the light codes of the Divine Father through the heart chakra and every subatomic particle of our beingness, deep into crystalline solar consciousness, deep into solar expansion. And through this, sensing now this beautiful pink flame, which ignites through the sisterhood of the rose and is placed within our loving hearts, within our heart chakra and thymus chakra. Feeling, sensing, hearing the call of the sisterhood of the rose. Feeling, sensing, hearing the divine feminine, archetypal energy within us, clearing the perceived separation between men and women, cosmic karmic patterns, and in particular, right now, the cosmic karmic pattern of arrogance. And as we hold this, we see and sense this beautiful golden flame ignite through the golden light codes of the divine masculine, entering through the back of the heart chakra. Honoring our own inner masculine, honoring all our relationships with men, shifting relationships. What is it that we are still working with, looking at, embracing as we release this lesser than and better than consciousness, deepening into divine equality in the knowing that we are all divinely cosmic beings of light, and it is simply the level of cosmic conscious awareness that differs from individual to individual, honoring all as our brothers and sisters. No longer the perceived separation between men and women, and no longer perceived separation within the duality matrix, no longer needing to experience karmic timelines. When we truly recognize and know ourselves as love, that all is love. Love awakening love, surrendering to love. Deepening into self-love, self-appreciation, deepening into service. How we can best assist the light tribe, how we can give of ourselves, of our magnificence, our light. Taking this beautiful diamond, pink, and golden flame out now as we anchor this through our hearts, through the hearts of all those tuning in with us now, through the hearts of all awakened souls, now into the hearts of all humanity. One heart, one love, one unified field of light. And feeling now ourselves surrounded in the beautiful violet flame of God's infinite perfection, transmuting, clearing, deepening to the new earth blueprints, templates of light, and the patterns of perfection. Ino soa ia kino soa ia kina. Imo soa ia. Feeling and sensing the energy of Mother Earth now into her crystal heart. The diamond light clusters deep into nature, feeling and sensing the crystals, the animals, the dolphins, the whales, the trees, flowers, the mountains, everything talking to us. This one heart, one love, one unified field of light. So we again breathe in love and breathe out love. Breathing in through the nose, breathing out through the nose or mouth. Just coming back fully present in our loving hearts, these flames of divinity and these master beings of light. Our own time now, gently opening our eyes, looking through our master eyes at all of life around us. Knowing how much we are celebrated, appreciated, and deeply loved. And so it is. And so it is. Good. Great. So I am very excited to present my first panelists and beautiful co-hosts, Leanne Carpenter and Michael Kroon. So welcome, 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 beautiful hearts. I know that Leanne, you are just an absolutely gifted artist, and I know we have another beautiful gifted artist, Will, when we get to him too. And what you do is you do these absolutely divine soul portraits and galactic portraits, and of course that's just part of your amazing beautiful gifts that you have. And in partnership with your beautiful partner Michael, you have created just this amazing deck, oracle deck, and also some incredible amazing things that you do together. So please share with us a little bit of your story and what you're doing and how you work, and tell us all about you.
Sure, yeah. Thank you for that beautiful meditation. It's absolutely beautiful and really helped me to feel nice and calm as we started. Yeah, all of it, that that's true. You know, I do the soul portraits and make jewelry and things, but you know, the thing that we're really excited about is the Oracle card deck, which is called the Lemurian Star Child Oracle. And that's something that we've been working on for 2 years together. And it was just been a very divine process there, and started creating that. And even how we started to create something together, because we were both working on individual decks when we met. And it's just been a wonderful, wonderful time, really. And we've had so many blessings, so much grace has kind of, and just incredible processes of our own growth and development spiritually and as people. And that's all reflected in the deck, you know, because we've been through initiations obviously beforehand, but we've also been through lots of new ones whilst we've been creating the deck, which are very much reflected in the cards and the structure of the pack. And yeah, so a little bit about me. I had my first awakening when I was 17, a long time ago, in 1987, during the harmonic convergence. I found out afterwards. But at the time, I had no idea what was going on. And, you know, I thought everybody felt as wonderful as I did. and then I realised no one else felt anything at all, anything different than normal. And afterwards, I just kind of, nothing fitted for me anymore, my old self and my old life. So I kind of rebuilt myself, really. And according to what was my truth and what resonated with me. And that took me on a sort of journey of healing and psychology. And I trained to be a psychologist and worked in the National Health Service for many years. And then I had another reawakening in 2011, and that was a much easier experience, I have to say, and just incredibly beautiful, really. And it's kind of since then that things have really shifted in my life a great deal. Some things, you know, I wasn't expecting, but obviously it's all for the highest good, and it's all for the best, I can see now. In the kind of whole process, you know, I've kind of left my NHS job and I'm just working privately now. Since I had an awakening, I really connected with Lemuria, and has just been so profound for me and really touched me so deeply, and really opened up a whole new lot of energies for me, which have helped me to step into myself more, it feels like, and trained to be an energy healer, doing Lemurian healing, and that just all fitted and came about so perfectly as well through many synchronicities, as these things do. And the soul portraits kind of came in at that time as well. And it was a case of just surrendering and following the guidance and trusting, and it's all kind of worked out beautifully. And it feels like a real blessing, you know, to be able to do that. Yeah. So it's been a wonderful journey, hasn't it? Over the last few years, we've been together, and
definitely.
Mikhail is a channel for the Pleiadians and Archangel Michael, and he was working on a very galactic kind of deck, weren't you? Or very starry deck when we met. And I was working on the Lemurian deck, and then we sort of amalgamated in a lovely process. But you can say a bit about what you're doing in your story.
Definitely. I really felt all of that, what you were saying, Anrita, in your meditation.
Yes.
About the divine feminine, the divine masculine coming in, Syrians and the dragons. And I've also felt Archangel Michael very strongly in the last few days.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. That warrior energy too, you know. And it's funny, I was going to get to that, to talk about that. I apologize for obviously saying your name incorrectly. So you pronounce it as?
Oh, so it's Mikael, but in Holland I'm called Michiel, but I didn't say that.
Wow.
In
Okay.
England, it's too difficult.
You
know, I don't want to do that to people. So yeah. So your meditation was really supportive, Anrita.
And what we're all experiencing, you know, we all find our own words for it, but that's truly what is being experienced now is, and even when you were talking, Leanne, about the, you know, the 7-year, everyone went through something, that 2011, 2012 period, depending on what we needed to experience in the next level of our soul's forward evolution. It was just a cosmic blueprint of all awakened souls to experience next level forward evolution. And for some, it was quite gentle. And this is really now while we're moving into the next 7-year cycle. It's really starting now, 2018, November 2018. So this time now is accelerating into the next level once more of the soul's forward evolution. And while that 2011, 2012 gateway, for some people, it was either, you know, kind of like the descension of spirits or deepening into your creative gifts or going on some absolutely traumatic journey to open the heart, which was what I had chosen, obviously at a higher light level. Rather unpleasant and to hell and back. That was my journey at that time. Having been awake for many, many years, but that was what I needed, you know, to embody and hold the flame of divine love within myself. But that trajectory now for those lower timelines has actually almost been erased. So for us as awakened souls, as these flames of divinity, really there's very little that we're needing to experience as a new earthers through the karmic timelines, unless we're still really quite deeply asleep. You know, and then that's still part of that collective unconscious that we could just boom, boom, you know, and need to wake up if we're part of that, you know, kind of that consciousness of life. So for me, it's just so exciting because the blueprints and templates are there in such a huge way that we are embodying with our own work. And so beautiful, too, that you came together as the, you know, let's call it soulmates, you know, kind of like the pre-birth soulmate energy, because you're just really igniting and activating in a much deeper level the flame of divine love. And what I was expressing and speaking about in the shows a little bit is that we are now seeing so much more the energy of the conscious male. So for a long time, it was just the flame of divine love was actually just held through the divine feminine, through the representation primarily of women. And then, of course, it being ignited within the hearts of the souls choosing to embody in male form. But now it's so beautiful to see how much more we're coming together.
And the Pleiadians show the way, I feel, Anrita.
Yes.
The strong Pleiadian connection. And, you know, and I bring them through in workshops and sessions. And I feel that it's so beautiful. Their guidance is all about integrating the two, raising our frequency and also like really embracing our feelings and working with them like a flower opening up.
Yes, the Pleiadian energy is rather beautiful. I'm a Pleiadian starseed. So when I had my awakening in my early 20s, that was the first core group that I connected to and worked with for many years and wrote workbooks and did all sorts of amazing things with the Pleiadians and then with the Syrians and then Dromedans. And gosh, I actually really went through all those, the multi-dimensional timelines, the Brotherhood of the Light and the Order of Melchizedek and the angelic realms and the mighty Elohim, and really just integrating that at, you know, so many of those levels. So, quite beautiful that we can do that, because I feel that, you know, many of us are, as we know, star seeds, that we have a unique language and that's ignited and activated through the dormant DNA. And we do that through the light language and the light codes and the galactic codes and the ability to channel. You know, that's really it's such a huge part of our work. And it's so beautiful to hold that for ourselves and for other awakening star seeds. And I perceive too also another level of that focus is, you know, just expanding it to actually lifting the vibrational or consciousness of the world. You know, we've been waking each other up for so long that we're now taking it out, and also just a greater level of expansion within our own work and how we're working. But amazing things are happening, and it's just so exciting to be part of it, you know, and to be that whole Lemurian energy also, Leanne, that you're talking about is really where we're going once more. You know, so I see that as the light communities, because that's where we're living as just beautiful souls, as men and women, and doing everything that we love. And I'm so passionate about that too, that ability to come together and live together in love and peace and harmony, and each doing what we absolutely love. So, you know, I really don't think that, which was part of how we structured ourselves from a 3D perspective of, you know, these small units or work units or business units, like it just is a model that never worked. And that's why so many light workers also experience just this perception of isolation or lack of, or not being able to get the flow of, whether it was abundance of money or what manifestation or whatever was needed, is because the New Earth blueprints weren't there, firstly, but also the structure and the systems that we were working under just were incomplete. It just wasn't possible. From
that, I feel that, you know, and you know, doing exchanges as well with other light workers, I feel that is so beneficial, and that stream and the formal one of making money kind of go together, I feel.
Yes.
It's important.
Yes. Yeah. Well, as we surrender to the soul, there's always money available. This is you know, it's the recognition that, you know, the guidance of the soul is actually what takes us deeper into service. And when we're completely in service, the money will always follow when we need it. But that initial place, which I've experienced myself, was the releasing of the lack of, in shifting the consciousness into a new way of working, and also within that then just deepening into service. I remember living very, very deeply in humility, and so that humbleness meant, you know, just being aware initially in that initial stages. It's always been aware of how could you be of service, isn't it? So whether it's as simple as, like, maybe you go into the shop and you see like a homeless person outside and you're buying them a meal, or you stop at the lights and you give someone £1, for example, or you know, someone needs help and you just step forward. You don't think, what am I doing for you and what am I getting back? That consciousness has long been erased. But what it is really, really, really just being completely humble. You know, that's what I realized for me. It was completely humble, like washing dishes humble, you know, cleaning floors humble, for a very, very long time. And then just sort of stepping into just being this, being supportive to other people, and then through that, just bringing in the support. So it's really essentially the way that you're deepening into that.
And really bringing in the light, and, you know, clearing old energies.
That's right. Programs,
guidance realms in, and just speaking, you know, sort of being upfront about the possibilities to people. Say, you know, there's a different way in the new paradigm. You don't have to, you know, live out those past lives and go through them again. That's or the right. relationship, right? And you've got another opportunity to look at, and it's not difficult. It doesn't have to be. It can be intense sometimes when you make that decision, because you get out of your comfort zone, but ultimately everything becomes really simple. And much simpler than going through the old energies and trying to, you know, fix things in your soul group, let's say, you know, with all those old contracts and all that, when you meet many beautiful people.
I know, and it's such a blessing. And I love how you call your Facebook something like Leanne Blessings as well, because I come every day with not only this absolute incredible joy from my heart, but actually how everything is just an absolutely amazing blessing in our own lives, and coming from that place. But yes, it's so, you know, Mikhail, is definitely indeed so much harder to stay in resistance, because it's head energy. I think I gave up on it at some point. You know, it's just like, oh, okay, you know, just when you're in the heart and in that timeless now moment, you know, you just filled with the eternal divine light of Mother, Father, God. And there's nowhere to go. It's like an infinite patience while we're still clearing pockets of old programs. You know, that's what I've noticed for me. Is just
that's it. You know, because there's so many old concepts. You know. Because sometimes people think, I want to meet my twin flame, but they start to look outside of them.
Yes, it stands for that.
It's like it becomes a belief.
Yes.
And Because I had a little sidetrack detour when I was younger. So following the non-dual teachings, which also give great insight, but it can also be a dead end when you take it as a dogma, which I did for a while. And going beyond it, we're just in flow.
Yes, absolutely. And of course it's, the outward focus becomes turned in, that's really the journey we all have to go. And we have to go through the inner alchemical marriage of our own divine masculine and feminine. And then, of course, into the inner child and through that into the magical innocent child as the gateway to God. And it's just self-love and self-nurturing and the sweetness of our own energy, the sweetness of our energy as earthers, new earthers. It's just absolutely amazing. I absolutely love that. And so discernment becomes important, clear boundaries, just being in the heart of love, which is really observational. There's very little judgment unless it's something very particular or personal that's been cleared. So,
it's so important, isn't it, that observing kind of perspective where you can kind of see your own patterns and not judge them, but just kind of embrace it, isn't
stay
it?
in the heart.
Yeah.
Just notice.
Yes, how wonderful. How absolutely wonderful. Good. So to just slightly shift the conversation back into your work just a little bit. So you have this amazing Lemurian Star Child Oracle deck that you have created. Yes. So do you have that? I was going to say, can you show us a couple of your amazing artwork? If you just hold it up.
We could draw a card for the group as well.
Yeah, well, why don't we draw?
How exciting. I love that idea. Let's do that very quickly.
Prototype.
Yes. Okay, wonderful. Well, we could get a little bit more into that, but maybe...
The abundance card just popped out.
Ah, look at that. What amazing pictures. Wow. Okay. The universe is definitely flowing down onto me. Maybe it's like an affirmation or someone here needing that. Yes. Wow. Love it. Love the energy of the cards.
This one that's come on the top
beautiful.
Observe.
Beautiful. Wow. Really amazing. Huh? Goodness, I love this. Really lovely, lovely, beautiful cards, and just amazing. That art must have taken you also very long to do, Leanne. How long does it take you to do a painting?
Depends. Usually about a day or two.
Wow. Okay.
But we kind of fiddle around a bit longer because I work pastels and then work digitally with the images. Some have been very, very quick and some have been much longer, and they've been acrylic paintings that I've done before I was actually doing the deck. But sometimes it's quite quick with the iPad and the Apple Pencil and things. It doesn't take that long.
But it's a process, isn't it?
Yeah.
Every card that we've made, that we've worked on, we've kind of lived it as well.
Yeah, so it's not like we're doing it every day. There's a process that goes on, and often a vision.
That's right. That's a large part of the work, isn't it? I know even with me, I'm also a very creative person, and I have to just tune in for that initial creative divine inspiration. And then from there it just flows. But even that, it's a little bit of time, isn't it? That's maybe even a much larger part of the time than the actual creation.
The living and the inspiration that's coming from inner processes and outer processes and things.
Yes.
Yeah, let's actually pick one, because these two just jumped out.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm getting this one.
It's okay.
Travel.
Oh, that's lovely. And I'm going to be traveling. Look at that dragon energy. Gosh, we were just talking about dragons as well. Yes. Love it. Yeah, I've been working a lot to the golden dragons and Archangel Michael. So how amazing that's also coming through. And look at the blue dragon energy.
Yeah, the dragons and the mirror are very connected, it feels. Yeah.
Really lovely. Wow, just absolutely amazing.
Yeah, can often just give you that confirmation, and helps to go beyond the self-doubt and all.
Yes, isn't it? That's what I love, isn't it? Yes. Yeah, we all have our own intuition, but how exciting, that's just a tool, isn't it? It's just a tool of affirmation, if you would like to call it that.
Yeah.
But I really love that we go, okay, yeah.
And we've been working on these spreads as well, 3 and 7 cards.
Yes.
Can every card says something about a certain stage of life?
Yes.
Like your childhood, your teenagehood, what you're doing on the new earth.
Yes.
So so it's going to be really in depth as well.
It really is
wonderful. How lovely. Now, are you selling those? How would people be able to get hold of those at the moment?
So we've been working on it for quite a while, and we've kind of we've been keeping it a little bit to ourselves, although we've shared some pictures on Facebook and on our website.
Well, set up a fundraiser. Those are already. I did my own set of cards about it. I don't know, it was a year ago as well. Yeah. And I did one of those fundraising things as a package. I put one out, and I did some angel tools and cards and some invocations. It was just where I was at that stage.
Lovely, yeah. Because we feel it's the time,
Yes.
To bring through a special edition. In time for Christmas. That's the hope.
That would be absolutely amazing.
Yeah, and people can sign up for being able to hear about that through our website, which is lemurianstarchildoracle.com.
Wonderful. So we'll put that all on the Facebook comments page, because then people can reach you. And if you set up or consider setting up, I really find those fundraisers work really well. Just set it up so people can pre-order. So you're setting up a fundraiser where they're ordering the cards and then they're just paying up front, which will, just kind of help. Often it's just that initial impetus that we need to market ourselves and bring in a little bit of that, kind of abundance that we need to put it really out there. And then from there it just gets out. And then the next step is the people that pick it up and take it out further. And, that's really just how it goes. So I really see that it's going to be beautiful from what I've seen, the energy of it and what's been written. I did watch a couple of those videos.
Well, that's the thing, because we've been in a stage of, kind of
creating,
holding it to ourselves a little bit. But it's going to be time to share it, and it's been hard to keep it to ourselves,
really hard,
isn't it? Yeah.
Well, now's the time.
In groups and workshops and things like that.
Yeah, we've
show people. We've already kind of got shops that want to stock it and things like that. So, and they're beautiful shops, in Glastonbury and Avebury. My booth there. So it's all very exciting. Yeah, we're just really out before Christmas.
Yes, that would be absolutely amazing. And and as I said, just don't be shy. Now's the time to market. Unfortunately, we haven't quite set up the full live communities yet that someone would be able to do that for us, which would also be very useful. So we'll put it out there. Anyone watching has got amazing marketing skills and would like to set up and help Leanne and Mikkel right now. It's just a little bit on the marketing side, a little bit of a push for their, fundraising campaign, and just to come forward if you're able to assist at that level would be most appreciated. So let's just put out to the universe and call in those that right now can assist you financially or assist you from a marketing perspective, because I see that for many of us as beautiful, amazing, creative souls, that it's just really stepping into that next level of not only that abundance but actually the marketing skills that we don't always have. So that's for me why it's so important setting up the light communities, because the person that loves doing that can do that. The next person that loves doing whatever they do can do it. And we're business, we're the New Earthers Light business, I
had a dream a few months ago, and everybody was just doing what was their joy, and in doing what was their joy, which made their heart to sing, it was helping other people to do what their heart loved as well.
Exactly. That's how it's meant to be.
Beautiful party, and it was, I was really clear that it was a vision for the new earth. Yeah.
Yes, it is indeed. And what it is that we're not meant to multitask. We're just multidimensional. There's a big difference. But we do multitask, don't we? But essentially on the things that bring us joy and passion. and that way we can focus our gifts rather than trying to do everything, because certainly that doesn't work, you know. But how wonderful. We'll catch up with you a little bit later in the show. I know that Mikhail is an amazing channel, and, you know, we'll put together something, and I think what we'll do is we'll choose one of the angelic templates, or we'll choose one of your beautiful cards, and then from there just move into some sort of transmission. Let's just go with that. So wonderful.
That sounds great.
Yes, I'm looking forward to that.
It'll be really amazing chatting and seeing everyone, and I'll look forward to hearing everyone's sharing. You know,
yes, definitely. And I just wanted to point out.
Great.
Wonderful. Thank you, Mikhail. And to just remember again that Leanne does these amazing soul portraits. When you do it with a little reading, Leanne?
Oh, yeah, that's right. Quite a long reading, often pages and pages.
Okay.
When I do them at Mind, Body, Spirit shows as well, and then it's about half an hour reading and half an hour for the picture. I like doing them, you know, where I can write it a more deep message. But usually it's very deep anyway, because it's from the higher self, and it's whatever is the person's next step, and whatever might be getting in the way of their kind of higher self embodiment, really. So it's often about clearing, but sometimes it's about confirmation, guidance, or healing. Yeah.
Beautiful. Thank you very much. Great. Good. So we're going to catch up now. See, we were a little bit longer than what we had anticipated, but we are going to get to everyone and have some amazing conversations with you all. So Will, let's catch up with you.
Hello.
Hi. Will is also from the UK, and he is also this absolutely amazing artist. I know you're multi-talented. Well, you know, you have a whole lot of different things that you do.
I was smiling to myself when you said we don't have to be multitaskers just because we're multidimensional, and focus is a really tricky issue for me. I do try and do everything, and I do everything, and that's just the way it is. And I absolutely won't focus. It's just explosion and expansion, really.
Yes, I feel the same way with the divine creative inspiration. Or is that like as the expression goes, my hand in many cookie jars.
yeah, exactly. So the creativity comes out in all its forms, and my service work as well comes out in every single way that I can think of. You know, I do meetups and meditation for people like us, which have been really probably the best thing that's moved me forward and been the most helpful for people. But I spent a long time trying to explain what's going on. You know, explaining for people who've got no idea, but more importantly, explaining to people who are new to all this stuff and feeling overwhelmed. And, you know, it's an emotional journey, isn't it? This awakening. So I've got a lot of stuff online, artwork really, which I put together as an exhibition, which is one of the things that I'm most proud of. So you can see that on my website. Everything's on my websites, obviously. But yeah, the art is the really big thing. I think I function as an artist, and I am an artist and healer as well. But yeah, trying to simplify things down and focus has been forced upon me. I can't do all this stuff, and I just get overwhelmed in my head. So what's my heart want to do?
Yeah.
Go to the studio and just draw circles.
Yes.
You know, so that's what I've been doing. This new shift now into a new level of freedom and this new level of light that you're talking about, that, you know, let me say thank you at this point, because it was those words that you were saying at the at the start of this program, and when I first ever heard your voice on YouTube doing these meditations, like, oh my God, there's someone who's talking my exact language. You know, you've got the Lemurian thing, you've got the Star Child thing, you're talking about just absolutely everything. You know, you've got the angelic thing going on, this, you know, spiritual stuff. You're talking about the trees and the dolphins and the whales and all of these things that I love. And then you suddenly go, Christ did ETs. And I'm like, nobody's talking about that, you know? So, and that's really the level that I'm at, is having this super huge realization that the, you know, space that we think of up there, this galaxy and this universe, it is heaven, you know, and we are in it. And this link between ETs, who we're supposedly meant to be really scared of, and religion and spirituality is right there. You know, these guys have survived because they're enlightened communities, and that's just an absolutely amazingly wonderful, cool thing to.
And it's so multidimensional, you know. I mean, our reality really, as New Earthers, well, as you know, and we're speaking really to everyone here, all nodding their heads in agreement. You know, our realities are so multidimensional, and what I perceive is everything here actually is like really slow. It like slows down, and that's why I talk about the heart of patience as well, because not only does everything has its own perfect timing, and there's nowhere to go when you're an open heart. You know, you just here. And for me, what I find is it's such a different expression of reality, because at that soul level, you know, my gift as a light weaver, and there's many like us, it's like we just ignite and connect. And as we're connecting, I'm already reading your light codes of highest potentiality, which is absolutely amazing. So at that soul level, as we're connecting, we're receiving and giving each other light codes. That's really the next level of what's happening with the soul clusters and soul groups and New Earthers. And within that, then, it's so easy to not only have that divine creative inspiration from one another, but to have those conversations and those travels with one another. And then it's like coming down and really, really, really just coming into the denser aspects of creation. And that, too, is actually really important, because that's the focus on relationships. So that's what many more now New Earthers, light workers, way showers are choosing to step into this conscious relationship field, which for many years, many of us didn't, you know, because for many reasons, of course, for a large part of our own work was needed to possibly spend that time. And I'm not saying this is your story, you know, that you spend that time on your own, but I'm reading your energy. so and then, of course, what happens is, in that perfect moment, there's that beautiful divine masculine or feminine flame that comes forward and says, let's step into conscious relationship together. And it's so beautiful, because I see that in your energy too. You know, that choosing of that conscious partnership and just deepening into the flame of love. And it's it's just such a beautiful, amazing experience, again, once more, of the soul clusters, soulmates, because it just expands the light work into the next level of divine love. And it's such a beautiful, beautiful thing to experience and be within in that creative, loving energy.
No, you're right. I mean, when you're a divine being down here, loving absolutely everything, you know, complete unconditional love for absolutely everything and everyone, how can you have a human relationship when you just choose one person? You know, it's just, I lived after my marriage completely broke down because of these issues, you know. I just became like an androgynous being and didn't think that anything like that would ever happen again. I was so confused, no idea, you know, how could that possibly work? And of course, you work through these things and work through them inside, and eventually get somewhere. Now I have found my wonderful twin flame being, and it's just it's changed everything, and it's given me a whole load of confidence where there was a huge dark space. But one thing that helped was learning a little bit about the heart chakra, this green, loving heart chakra down here, and the high heart. And I just heard someone say, High Heart is for universal love to absolutely everything, whereas this heart center here can be connected just to one other. And then I kind of shifted my energy around a little bit, and of course with divine timing, 8th of the 8th, and in a crop circle, just at the point when I told myself, right, this is it, no more thinking. No, I think I'd had the message come through, the heaven just said, right, the next one, the next opportunity, that's what you're going to do. And so, these things are out of control, really, aren't they? You have to allow them to happen. And so, yeah, me and my wonderful twin flame, we like high five each other. We're like, yeah, we've done the inner work, and here it is reflected on the physical, and it isn't it. It's a
heaven smile down upon you, divinely orchestrated, perfect now moment. Yes, so amazing, of course, and all of exactly pre-planned to that perfect moment meetup. Yes, indeed. How wonderful. Well, tell me a little bit about your art. Sort of what is your influence? What type of art are you doing? Do you have something you can show us?
I do. I've got lots of things. I can I can direct you towards these websites, but I'll hold up some stuff in front of the camera as well. This thing behind is looming down on me really heavily. I don't, do you know, I usually have it covered up by a mirror because it's so sort of oppressive, really, even though it's like, but I thought that, I don't know, I just thought that might look quite cool in the background. Anyway, that is ultra simple, and it's that sort of thing that I draw on my canvases day in, day out, like that, and more complicated.
Geometric codes. So you're doing
always just non-stop geometric coding. But I'm never entirely happy with the look of it as a work of art when I've done it. And I tend to do them on these nice textural backgrounds, which you might have seen.
I think that's what keeps you going, Will, because if you were in complete contentment, there would be no need to create something more. Wouldn't it be?
Right. But I feel that it is a journey, and I'm working towards a style, which I'll.
And that's so interesting you say that, because I'm finding with so many of us now, the expressions of how we use in language usage or the way that we did things is shifting so quickly. I'm finding even for myself, and I'm not alone, of how we communicating and expressing ourselves is changing so very quickly. Yeah. So it's really amazing that you kind of aware of that too, of developing new stuff.
So there's another level to the art that I do, because obviously, with the graphics here, I'm drawing with compasses and painting it in, and drawing fine lines and that sort of thing. But that's not real art. That's not really in the flow. I mean, it can be, but the flow for me is chucking paint around and making textures, and making these organic textures. So you can see on this little one here. It's it's sort of, there's 3D-ness to it there. It's got this really organic texture going on, which I love.
Hold it up again, Will. All right, so I kind of see the earth. I see new earth templates, and then I see sort of animal influence, and kind of just behind that really just light grids, new earth templates igniting, light grids coming online, Gaia, and then beyond that really just like the womb energy, the mother earth energy. So really beautiful. That's really beautiful, Will.
Nice. Yeah. They always tend to be these bluey green colors, or often they are.
Yes.
So, here's another one very similar. So behind, these are the new ones that have got the graphics over the top, and these very thin
Geometric
shining,
templatings, yes, yes,
the
yes.
silvers and golds, and then I'm happy because it's sort of subtle enough, and like, you know, depending on the light, you know, it can completely disappear.
But now when I look at that one, I see solar templating. So solar templating, igniting. So that's really going into the DNA, but at the same time, that's igniting, and the newer templates which we're doing, we're igniting solar crystalline consciousness. And beyond that, although I see the earth, I see more ocean. I sort of like a deep solar crystalline consciousness igniting into the oceans, into the lakes, into the rivers, and into our loving hearts. Beautiful, beautiful.
Nice. I love the way your words just flow, and you look at these things.
Yeah, well, that's what I get so excited about, because every time I'm interacting, we just, you know, just boom, all these beautiful light codes are just igniting and activating. So
So there are layers behind every single one of these, you know, and these paintings take years and years because I'm never happy, and I do it over and over again. So behind what you're looking at there are dozens,
so many other designs,
dozens of designs. So all of those have got some sort of
energy
adding to the final things.
Amazing, how absolutely amazing! Gosh, really multi-talented, multi-dimensional, new earther. Here we are. So you're doing this amazing art, and then you're doing, from what I understand, you said you do groups and you do Reiki and transmissions. What sort of is the theme of that? If I wanted to come to you, would you do consultations? Would you do readings?
I do.
Aren't close to you.
I don't really do readings, really, and I'm yet to really do things where I look up into other people's souls and that sort of thing, and do, you know, soul mandalas or any sort of reading or anything like that. I'm actually there's a big part of me that's still very much, well, grounding's an issue really, but down here, and I'm kind of normal, and I talk to people and help them through what I've found has been a really, really, really difficult process of letting go and understanding what's going on. So I counsel.
Nice.
People come to me, and I do Reiki. I do angelic Reiki. So you know, I've always been able to do that. I've got my master teacher angelic Reiki thing now, which has been really, really useful. So people can come to me, and aside from talking to them, I can give them an amazing experience.
I see that your energy is quite shaman, you know, and when I fell into your energy, it's definitely in its own way earth energy too, you know, which is really obviously the great design, which we all want to be completely earthed, you know. So it's lovely that heart energy and sharing that way.
Yeah, but it's, I mean, to be honest, it's been a journey through huge depressions and anxiety, and you don't want to bandy around words and things, but, you know, manic depressive and well, the word that's on the tip of my lips is sort of schizophrenic. I connect up to that unity, that beautiful unity, and that's what I've seen all those years ago. And to come back down to earth, you know, you hit it with an absolute bang, and everything is very, very, very confusing for a lot of people. And there's a lot of people in pain, really, and so yeah, I try to do something for those people who are experiencing duality. You know, still trying to live in that duality between these two opposing forces, and that's where that sort of schizophrenic thing comes in. Because when you know, if you've still got that bit of your brain wired up, which we all have, eventually you find it's going fast enough that you just, you know, you can't think, and then obviously that reminds you to go back inside. But it's a daily battle, really. And
that is part of that process. That is part of that dimensional shift that we all experience in our own unique way. That you will, at that point, move through that. But while you're at that place, then that gift is, of course, sharing what you've learned with others, that awakening. That's really what we're doing. And why we experience the trauma is that it opens the heart, and that really was truly what we chose as these very courageous beings, to not only experience the full range of human emotion, but essentially to actually be able to help others. Yeah. Because only when we truly have experienced those emotions for ourselves will we know how to help others that are in their own pain. And that's a huge part of that work, not only in transmuting through the planetary karmic level, but also essentially in opening our heart to others and standing as the flames of love in divine inspiration, and through our own journey to be able to offer them the tools of what we've experienced to know themselves as love. So it's a very, very powerful gift. And that too comes to pass when you move into the next level and the next stage and the next stage. So honor each space, each place, because it teaches us something along the way, always.
Absolutely.
And when I look at you, yeah, exactly, just a beautiful light.
I'm really lucky because I've got my own understanding of it. So I know what I've experienced, but I've always been able to escape inside. And into the heart and into unity. So it's, I've always had that. That is, well,
a connection, you could say. Yeah. So I mean, obviously, it's more difficult for people that don't, isn't it? That are struggling, even they don't have that connection to soul, or they don't have that connection to whether it's the galactics or the angelic realms, and they feel really a lot more lost. So that's really the first stage of bringing in, like you're saying, the angel energy, and and surrounding them, and the blue flame of Archangel Michael, or the pink flame of Archangel Chamuel, and just lifting them into that angelic frequency, which I see is also part of your work. You also have the Archangel Michael energy there with you too. Yeah.
No, he's strong with me, and Zadkiel's very, very strong with me at the moment. So yeah, that's the future of my service work. Really, is to talk about the galactics and talk about ETs and that sort of thing, because that's one huge taboo that we have on this planet in our human thing that we've got going on right now. We've got this spaceship thing going on, and nobody gets that. And then mental health. So to combine these things together and talk really openly about all of that stuff is where I feel my work is leading me.
How wonderful, wonderful. I will also send you a little bit of some of my transmissions that you can use on a galactic level, working with the Christed ETs. I think that would be just perfect for you.
Yeah, well, I do. I get a lot out of your meditations. I really do. Yeah.
Yes, wonderful. Lovely. Well, we look forward to hearing more about you. And I have to say, your art is absolutely amazing and magnificent. And even sometimes when we don't fully understand those codes that are igniting through us and that we're putting, you must know how they're touching the hearts of others and how they're imprinted as the way showers and the grid keepers and the light workers, because everything that we do has a divine purpose. Every single motion coming from spirit is divinely orchestrated to assist in lifting our own consciousness and the consciousness of the planet.
Bless you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Very beautiful. Thank you all. Good. All right. So we are going to get now to beautiful Kymberley. Kymberley joins us from Sedona, and her amazing gift is working with these crystal bowls and music, energy. So share us with a little bit more about yourself, Kymberley.
Good morning. Well, the bowls have come into my life at a later point. So if I was to ever have told myself earlier that I would sing in front of anyone, I would never believe that. I'm primarily a scientist. I'm a biologist, and I love to say that I'm a scientist in an energetic field. I have been working with people professionally for about 25 years. I'm a single mother of 5 kids. So when it was after I finished my education in college that I thought, well, I need to stay home with my children. And so it kind of took me into another direction. I started to go to massage school and herbal school. I began to make lotions, potions, and notions for people. And that was a lot of fun. I had many people coming for their herbal medicines. And then I never stopped learning. I love to continue my education. So I just went into everything that I could find, craniosacral work, brain nuclei therapy. I became a Reiki master as well, all while having children through that. I guess to go a little bit back further, I had my first awakening was in 1976. I was 9 years old, and I started to have visions and hear Mother Earth speaking. And when you're a child and you start to see the breakdown of society all the way back then, it was pretty powerful, pretty intense. I didn't really enjoy what I was seeing. And I've, at that point, literally dedicated my life to protecting Mother Earth, loving Mother Earth, spreading the news, trying to share, but people weren't really there yet, that was the 70s. I began astrology at 10, accidentally found transcendental meditation at 12. And I remember following a butterfly, a beautiful blue butterfly, and meeting a giant golden man who told me his name was Buddha, and having no idea back then who that was. I just continued on my journey, but it was a beautiful experience. Yoga came in early at 14, and I began using tarot decks, and I just continued on as, all of these beautiful gifts came into my life and into my awareness. I had my first son when I was kind of young, so that kind of grounded me big time, having a child at 18. And but then I just continued on with my education, and it was it was pretty much in 2012. When I think about dates, that I had been asked to come to Sedona. I had never heard of Sedona, but one of my early clients had moved here, beautiful woman, and opened an acupuncture clinic. And so she said, come on into Sedona. And I'm like, okay. So I made my trip to come in and share the energy healing that I do with the brain. And as I did, my life shifted immensely. My marriage broke down, dissolved. I came anyway. I came to Sedona, and it was so amazing. It was just, you come in, you see what's here, and you cry. It's so moving. And I went back, and I continued to be in basically in the woods of Vermont. I lived in the pristine forests with beautiful water and the aurora borealis, the moose, the bear, coyotes, turkeys, the fairies. It was a beautiful place to live, but it was very isolated, and it was also pretty cold. I continued to travel Maui, Sedona, round and round, doing my work. And it was when I came back from Sedona one time that I was tucking myself into bed, and it was cold, and and my room filled with the people of the light. The giant golden people came. And it was not something that I was really thrilled to experience. You know, I had at one point in my life said, I'm as intuitive and psychic as I am, I'm really not. It's too shocking to see people who've passed. So I shut that door, and I, you know, only if there's an important message, but please don't shock me like that, as well as space aliens or anything. I wanted nothing to do with that. So it was a little shocking. But they were patient with me, and they brought me into their third eye. And when I awoke, everything I had, the visions that I had were nonstop codes. I saw codes, everything, how everything was created through the codes of light. And it was a very powerful experience. So I would travel. The codes were everywhere. They'd show me how to create a healthy liver, how the sound of a bird is made, how trees, their leaves are created through these codes. So I searched. I'm like, where are they coming from? They just continued to stream down, and I watched them knit into life. So that kind of took me on a journey, and, you know, searching. As all of this kind of intensified and quickened in my life, my 3D life continued to break down. I lost my mother, and on one of my trips to Sedona, my home burned behind me. So, which I was very grateful that I had this trip to Sedona, because without it, I would have been in that house, and my children would have been in that house. And because the universe knew, obviously, what was going to happen, it set me up to come again to Sedona, and this is 2014. And I just went into complete blessings and gratitude for my hands. Everything that I can do is still in me. I had my children. I didn't, thank you God, have to bury anybody or put them back together. So I continued to count blessings and be grateful and serve. And what I had heard was that if you just continue to serve Spirit, Source, Divine, everything you lost would be returned to you and more. So it took a little bit to, you know, get yourself back up and going, but 3 days after the house burned, I'm in Sedona working, doing my healing, the healing that I do with the brain. And it's 2015, I got here with my children, and I have everything that I've lost and more has been returned to me. I have this beautiful little studio that has, it's just nonstop blessings. People bring beautiful gifts to it every day. The people come through here. I'm always honored to be working with them. And as I've lived in Sedona, everything that I've been doing has quickened. I hear more and more, I see more and more, I experience more and more. How can I help people? What can I do? And what 25 years ago started out as massage turns into opening up sacred geometry, everyone's individual energetic patterns, and clearing them and inserting the codes that help them to raise up into this consciousness into an easier, gentler way without it being so intense and life-racking and mind-blowing, you know, just to make it a little bit gentler and easier. So that is what I do here in Sedona. And then I've always attended Sweat Lodge. It's my church. And in Sweat Lodge here in Sedona, I was handed a bowl and asked, can you play this? And I thought, sure, I can play this. So it just kind of started to happen. And then the one bowl turned into 5 bowls. And so I'm in the dark playing in Sweat Lodge, playing 5 bowls. And it just flows through. It's not something that I think about. You know, I while my eyes are closed, I can see which bowl is next. And then I started to sing with the bowls, or I'm not really sure how that happened, but the toning came through, and I started to teach Kundalini yoga And in one of the classes, somebody just asked me, do you play bowls? And I thought, how in the world does this happen? Because I'm teaching yoga. Why is somebody asking me about the bowls? So I said, yes, I do. And it's just from within about 6 months, it's gone from playing 1 bowl to 5 bowls to 7 bowls. And now I play and sing at different events and with different people who also sing. And it's just been a magical, powerful journey as well.
How amazing. And firstly, I want to honor you for your amazing journey of courage too, through so much that you've gone through, as we all have, Kymberley, and just these amazing gifts that have come with it. And big honor there, being a mom of 5 kids too. Just absolutely, amazing agreement to be a guardian and mom. I've got 2 boys myself, so I know what it's like, and I know how much time and energy and focus we give to our children too. What a full-time job that is on its own, at the same time of holding that space multidimensionally and creating from your heart, and the universe obviously guiding you to where you need to go, which was part of also possibly, who knows, all those reasons, but that move that was made there. So Sedona for me represents very much the divine masculine energy, and we have this beautiful crystalline city of light above the Sedona vortex. And the flame of divine love actually ignited and activated in April 2014, initially through that Sedona vortex, and then it went into the crystalline cities of light, all of them around the primary sacred sites of Mother Earth. And so it's amazing for me that, kind of like just as a conduit of light, even maybe obviously not being as conscious of it, that the propellant started to shift you into coming as that physical vessel of light and holding, because it's holding the diamond light codes. So the crystal energy is the crystalline Christ consciousness energy that you're creating through the sound and through the bowls, is actually igniting a deeper level of the diamond flame. And the diamond flame is the innocence and purity of Mother, Father, God that reverberates at a crystalline frequency, at a sonic frequency that ignites within our loving hearts. So part of your gift is actually, I would say, a keep of the diamond flame frequency. And that is what you are igniting out through your beautiful energy and through your light.
Blessings. Thank you.
So I look really forward to chatting just now, to hearing you on the crystal bowls. I know you're going to do that for us. So my sense is, we'll get to that very shortly. We're just going to catch up with Jacqueline. And then from there, what we'll do is that Leanne and Mikkel, what I feel is like, let's choose a card, and whatever that theme is, and I will start with something we can move into. I won't start. We'll get Kymberley to start and do a kind of like a chanting and the crystal bowls, and then we will move together into kind of like just doing something, just flowing, and then at the end, Kymberley, again, you can come in with the crystal bowls for us. So that will give you a little bit of time to set up shortly.
Yes.
And I just wanted to ask, just before we move on to Jacqueline, and thank you, Jacqueline, for your patience with us, is if apart from, kind of being available as a co-creative, divine channel in Sedona, working with people, are there other ways that we could contact you if we weren't in the Sedona region? So, would you do things on Skype, or how else would you work? Would you be able, for example, if I said, Kymberley, would you be able to do a particular soul note sound frequency activation for me if I connected with you with Zoom or Skype or something?
Sure. Yes, I am open to how all of this is going. I haven't, when I work with people long distance, it's usually through energy. I'll work with them with Reiki, with my tuning forks. I have about 100 tuning forks that I use, whether it's for the brain, the viscera, the acupuncture meridians. But yeah, the part where we have been recording the transmissions that come through, so that has been going out onto the internet and touching people deeply. I've been hearing from people all over the world in languages I never heard of, did not know. So it's very moving to people to hear these even just little short 50-second videos that we've been putting out. And I feel that you can hear it. Sure, it's amazing to be in it, but to actually, you can put in the headset and just listen and receive that way. We also have a solstice healing that we'll be doing here in Sedona. I am part of I did the Cosmic Awakening. I have 3 other events that we'll be doing, and I believe that those will be also streamed for everyone who can't attend in Sedona. So there's a lot happening, and I'm open to how it's been flowing. I haven't thought about that, but if people are interested, it's easy enough to set that up and let them experience a transmission that would be unique for their own healing.
Yes. How wonderful, and how wonderfully expressed, actually. Lovely. And if we can put some of those links there too on the Facebook comments column, that would be wonderful, because I'm absolutely sure that people would love at least to go into some of those YouTube links and see some of the amazing sonic
Yes, wonderful.
That you are igniting and activating within their loving hearts. Wonderful. Thank you.
Thank you.
Great. So we have Jacqueline, who joins us from Canada. So welcome, beautiful Jacqueline. Thank you so much for joining us. And as I said, thank you too for your patience. Sometimes the time just runs away. We always just get excited.
Yes. Well, I'm very thankful to be on the live feed with all you beautiful divine souls. And to kind of break it down, I've kind of always intuitively knew that there was something greater than myself. And even as a young child, I was born in '88. So even at like 1 day old, I was able to hold my head up and things like that. And my aunt was like, "Oh, she's an alien." So I kind of stuck with me my whole life. And then when I was 16, 17, it really kicked in, and I was like, okay, wait a second here. Something doesn't seem right. Hi, Chloe. My kitty cat loves the camera more than I do some days. So I'm at this point now where I've really been in my awakening since, I would say about 2011, but that was the dark days. They're very, very dark. 2012 as well. And then finally about 2019, say, like see those patients in the parking lot, and needless to say, no, nobody else could see them except for myself. So that was kind of mind rattling, because it was kind of hard, and now I live behind a big open field, so I have lots of spaceships. I don't really tell too many people that. And then it was actually on the 29th of November, I did the 11-11-11 portal, the transmissions that you have on YouTube. And OMG, that's all I have to say, because it was like, it's this like new space within my heart and my thymus gland, my high heart chakra. Mm-hmm. And it's really just anchoring myself to my multi-dimensional being. And I founded Divine Project Love of Light in 2016. And it's been slowly processing. I also have my psychic medium page as well on Facebook, and I have my blog with divineprojectloveoflight.com. And I started a foundation of inner peace as well, reaching out to everyone to be able to get inner peace within. And I have 2 beautiful, amazing children. that are both indigo starseed children. I have my $1 million family. My daughter is more in tune with the energy than my son. My son's 11, my daughter is 6, where I can feel the different energies, like the dragon energy, the Lyran, all of those different star portals. And I've been able to connect with other Pleiadian sisters here locally, which has really opened me up to find the evolutionary process within my chakras, and as well as the outer, within the inner worlds and the outer worlds. And at this point, I'm now merging everything together and bringing it all through a filter that has never been filtered before. So for that in itself, my kitty cactus loves the screen. That in itself is a big process because it's a lot of downloads, a lot of upgrades, and a lot of transmissions living in the heart space, and really embodying the divinity within me and everyone else around me. And it's been such a blessing because I've had done a lot of writings to get oracle cards going. I've also written I'm in the process of writing my second book. The first one, it's still being published in things, and it talks about labels in one society, the why and how they do not exist. And then the second one I'm working on is journeying throughout the rainbow light body. So it's really magnificent to have these downloads and integrate what I'm being guided to say as well as do by my angelic forces, ascended masters, my higher self. And at this time, it's really just connecting all of the different star systems, the galactic races within my DNA. And that in itself is like, wow, like woo-hoo, like, hello, let's go conscious train. So, and it's really just been coming out of my shell and being thankful, as well as infinite gratitude for the divine souls that do come on my path and teach me more about myself, like all of you beautiful souls tonight on this morning on this beautiful live feed. And it's really just, I want to say magical, but that doesn't even give it justice because with the Diamond Light Codes, we're all able to tap in, tune in, and turn on to our highest potential with just simply creating that space in our mind, which then I've learned creates more neurotransmitters to be able to give it to the children. And from other channelings, I've learned that every single child that was born 1984 are tapped in, tuned in to this energy. They're not completely conscious of it, but a lot of the children that were born after 2006, 2007, they do know. They do know that we're, like my children, I ask them and they're like, yeah, I know, don't you, Mom? And I kind of giggle about it because we're here changing the waves of consciousness to not repeat history again, because there's been a lot of different historical moments here on this planet as well as other star systems, and for myself it was very tedious to be able to integrate everything from a mind-body-spirit complex and integrating it into the soul and into the intellectual part of who I am, as well as the will of who I am. And that is, it's magnificent. And I know for myself that we're all in tune with this energy, and we're all given the ability as well. It's just really, for myself, moving forward with the agility and continuing on this path. And it's definitely been a ride of ebb and flow, and understanding that we're all connected and intertangled together within our consciousness as well as in our heart spaces. So, yeah.
Lovely. So what do you primarily do? I'm saying if I was, again, like I can't come and see you in person. So, if I wanted to connect with you via Skype and I said, Jacqueline, please, can you help me? I'm going through this or I'm going through that. What sort of, how would you bring together your toolbox?
Yes, my toolbox. It's quite filled with different tools. So I do quantum healing, as well as I do oracle card readings, messages from spirit, connecting to your angelic forces, and really integrating who you are. I actually just started a new class on November 22nd, God Conscious Activation classes. Yeah, so there's a sale right now until January 1st. And that's really tapping into the love and the light and the God within you and I, and really transcending and bringing the flow so you are able to project it in a positive way. Most of my connections are done through Facebook at this time on my Psychic Medium page, so all the prices are there, Psychic Medium Jacqueline Taylor. And then I do have my blog, which is divineprojectloveoflight.com. And that's a lot of downloads that I get from my higher self. And it's really just been integrating my life today into that blog. And in January, I am expanding more and revamping the website, and it's going to be able to do certain other things with it. I do Skype, Zoom meetings, as well as Facebook, YouTube, and pretty much on every platform for the most part when it comes to this digital world. And there's something else. It's right now it's really just integrating what I've learned over the last 2 years and really processing it and putting it into action. That right now is probably the biggest hurdle because of being told one thing growing up my whole life and now actually feeling the love within me. It's two different, it's the duality, like Will was talking about, it's the duality and coming into the oneness and knowing that the universe has our back. It's just a matter if we have our own back. That's really what I've come to terms with, and that for me is the most important thing, is to know that life changes and we have to change with the different ebbs and flows of conscious lights. Because for myself, I've probably had, I don't know, at least over 100 different downloads, transmissions, light code activations. Like it's infinite. So it's even trying to articulate at some moments. It's like I just jump for joy. Like I was dancing around my house yesterday because I'm just like, how you doing, universe? Right? Because I know everyone's with me. It's really just coming into the whole of all of it.
Yes, I love how you express it. It's just a weaving. It's an energetic weaving of the flame of divine love. And we're experiencing also, it was really just those downloads and sonic frequencies and new pictures and sounds are actually coming online as well too. So these are even just, everything is just received in the downloads. So we're receiving, sort of like the next level of our light work individually and then collectively, and then matters a sonic frequency, and then this is a different sound that comes through, and how that's expressed, and really just feeling and sensing that energy and into the flame of love and joy and gratitude, and wonderful when we can hold that for, the longer moments of time, because there is so much in that alignment to the heart of Mother, Father, God, to the flame of divinity within. And it's just the holding consciousness. When we don't hold that and we're experiencing some of our patterns, it's just the unconsciousness. So it's consciousness versus the unconsciousness, or alignment and misalignment, and everything is expansion and purity and integration. So it's all happening simultaneously, and really just depending on where we are, or if we're still experiencing within ourselves, and just recognizing a lot of this is just old patterns simply just being released at a cellular level, and we no longer need to give it sort of that time or energy or attention. We just honor what all that is within our loving hearts, and from that space and place of love, then really just accelerating into new levels of service work. So it's wonderful that you can do that. And I see also what I really like is that you're putting yourself out there so nicely, Jacqueline. You know, you said that I see you do some nice Facebook videos, you know, getting out there, just sharing with the sisters and brothers and Light Tribe, and, you know, just sharing your light in such an amazing way. And certainly I'd like to really encourage our entire Light Tribe to just get yourself out at least onto Facebook, and from there moving into, as Jacqueline, you know, is saying, into different mediums, because that's really how we just connecting with others. So, because our energy, as people are seeing our energy, seeing what we're sharing, and, you know, it's just then, boom, we either taking the light codes, we're picking up a word, we're picking up the energy, and it's just integrating within us to take us into what we need to experience in that next level. So it's really all quite beautiful how it's all been expressed and coming together. So a very, very exciting moment in time for all of us. It's really, you've got all your little kitties, and I've got mine here. I'm just leaning down and saying hi. I don't think there's been many. Little pretty, I don't know. I'm going to give you a big hug. I want to say hello.
I got mine on my lap too.
Hey, yes. We need to say that to little cats. All right. Wonderful.
And what I've learned too, Anrita, is it's really merging the spiritual plane of existence with the service plane of existence, and coming into the 0 point and being able to help one another regardless of their ways or their way of being, if that makes any sense.
Yes. I feel, you know, so much of that old energy we used to, that it was about competition or, you know, jealousy or lack of, you know, really so much of that is dissipated, you know, definitely in the last year, maybe longer. So the templating, they are just like, let's again, we are the Light Tribe, and we're uniting, and, you know, how can we help each other, and what level of co-creation can we move into together, because now the time is no longer needing to even do it on our own. The time is really just to extend into service, but come together in that you see something that someone does that you absolutely love, and you connect to them and say, let's do something together, you know. And what I absolutely love is I'm seeing it so much more, you know, at least through our beautiful Facebook Light Tribe. So it's just really amazing how that is just accelerating exponentially, where people are saying, oh, I absolutely love and adore what you're doing, you know, let's just get something going together, you know. So it's really just a beautiful time, and certainly it's just the start of that accelerated level of light work as the new earthers and leaders and teachers and light communities, and really just creating new earth, because that's what essentially we're doing. So beautiful, wonderful. Thank you. So just, Jacqueline, put all those links up there that you're talking about, and, you know, on the Facebook's video comments page, so that we can all just catch up and you know, see all your beautiful offerings. So thank you so much for that. Wonderful. Is there anything else that you might like to share before we move into our little group dynamic?
I'm just infinitely grateful and just blessed and so thankful for all the integrations, and really truly it's just seeing the big picture today and seeing the frame of all of it, and knowing that the knowing is within me. It's just, I'm just so, I walk around my streets in my neighborhood and I'm just smiling all day, every day, and people are like, and I'm like, how you doing? How you doing?
Yes. I love you. I do the same. I love it. Yes.
Just joy.
Beaming with joy, beaming with love, and just a smile. Yes, a smile on your face. How lovely. Yes. Wonderful. Good. All right. So now we're going to do something awesome and beautiful and magical together. So I think what we'll do very quickly is just catch up with Leanne and Mikhail to just grab one of your beautiful cards to just give us direction, and then we'll just move into Kymberley, and from there we'll all just add, you know, our little magic. And if you really just want to hold space, that's also fine. You know, it's just, you don't really have to say anything. We just co-create, and if it feels right to add, otherwise just hold that energy of love, which we're all doing so beautifully together anyway. Wonderful. So you're going to choose a card for us. Oh, what have we got there?
We picked one. It was just through shuffling and cutting the deck, and it was beautiful, I think, really relevant. Crystal Child.
Yes, wonderful.
The New Age children.
So you want to tell us a little bit about it, and then we can move into that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So Leanne has selected a few paragraphs from our writings, isn't it? So where should we start?
Want me to do it?
Yeah.
So there's a few paragraphs at the end of the card message, which I thought summed it up beautifully. And it says, "You've come to Earth with a divine purpose, crystalline being. You are here to raise the vibration. Isn't it hard sometimes when people don't want your light on their shadow, when they make you into a culprit? Remember the sovereign path of your true self so that you can stand in your power. The message for you today is that you can be sovereign, that no one can stop you from celebrating the adventure of life. Can you embrace who you are, or do you feel like a victim of society? You can use your sensitivity to your advantage by reading people's energy so that you know how they feel, they truly feel. When there is a readiness, you can use this wisdom to communicate with them on a deeper level. Crystalline being, connect to ancient Lemurian wisdom to use crystals for energy clearing and healing. You can raise your own vibration and heal others, which they will much appreciate. Be confident to shine your light so that they can recognize you and so that you can step into your true self and purpose."
Beautiful, beautiful, wonderful. Thank you.
What I was saying.
Great. So we'll catch up with Michael again in a minute, and we will start with Kymberley. And of course, that crystalline child is the same as saying a Christ consciousness child, and holding the light of God, because that's essentially what we're doing. And as we're knowing that, you know, we're clearing and releasing. And what I pick up there also is just releasing of unworthiness, because it's such a big one, you know, to just come into just the expansion of our own light. And that really is one of the things that's really just releasing that, knowing that how truly worthy we are as Christ conscious beings, as these beautiful crystal vibrating portals of divine love, as the light of God that we are. How beautiful. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Definitely.
Yeah, beautiful.
Yeah.
Great. Okay. Wonderful. So we are going to start with you, Kymberley, if you want to take us into up to 5 minutes and a couple of minutes at the end, however it feels right for you. I'll just start with you. And then I will move into something. And then, Mikhail, would you like to still say something? Are you comfortable with that?
Yeah, definitely.
All right, great. And then we can just move into where we go from there. We'll just take it from that flow. All right, wonderful.
So is that
after Kymberley?
After Kymberley. Yeah.
No, that's after me. So I will go after Kymberley, and then you will go after me, and then we'll hold a space or say something if he wants, and the same with Jacqueline, and then Kymberley will just end. So we'll just see how it goes. Yes.
That sounds brilliant, guys.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
I'm plugging in a microphone, so hopefully it'll have better sound.
Okay.
Can you hear?
Anrita? We can hear you. Yes, I can hear you perfectly. Wonderful. Wonderful, Kymberley.
There we go.
You are the light of God, the vibrating stargate portals of divine love. Walking this path of love. As the flames of divinity, as the crystal children, we ignite the diamond light codes of Mother, Father, God within our sacred hearts and within every subatomic particle of our beingness, deepening into solar crystalline consciousness, deepening into solar Christ consciousness, feeling and sensing the energy of Mother Earth, deepening into her crystal clusters, her diamond clusters, deepening into love, holding, feeling, experiencing every subatomic particle in the body. It's a vibrating stargate of divine love. These open hearts in this golden age of light. We open our hearts to every experience, every opportunity to deepen into our soul's blossoming magnificence and light, embracing the full range of emotion within the heart of love, feeling, sensing the energies of light as they dance around us, within us, creating the movements now of the body as it gently flows from side to side or backwards and forwards. How does our body want to express? Calling upon the energy of the Divine Mother, deepening into the energy of Gaia, feeling the grounded energy of Mother Earth, like the tree. We are solid, stable, wise, crystalline energy igniting ever deeper now, deepening into the heart of love, deepening into the knowing that we are love, loving all that arises no matter how uncomfortable it may be, feeling and sensing now higher self, the beloved I am present within our heart of love, breathing in love, breathing out love. Divine Father, codes of light igniting through the back of the heart chakra to next level of divine opportunities, creative inspirations, movement up, co-creation, community, unity, light. Masiaina kiasina kia kia kinosoya. Gasina kia kinosoya. Breathing in love, breathing out love.
I am Archangel Michael. Great shifts and changes are upon you, and at times you might feel like there is a resistance to these changes, but it is only in thoughts that you find this resistance. I am speaking now to everyone who is watching, wherever you are. And for some, they are just on the beginning of their path of light, while others are light workers. Your essence is the same in either way. And if you feel that when you tune in to this energy, there is a static of thought, then know that we are around you to take away the static, the disturbances. We are ironing them out, so to speak, for you. And when you follow this voice, you are joining this frequency of purification, of love. My presence is around this channel, but it is also around each one of you. You are tuning in, you are receiving this frequency, and it helps you to simply relax. Any tension, any emotional or mental tension that might be in your field. It can be a collective energy that you're picking up. This frequency helps you to disconnect from the collective thought consciousness of fear. And it helps you to connect to your heart, to your light. Follow this stream that you are hearing now, back to the source, which is not this channel. It is the cosmic heart source, the source of all, the universe. Feel that you are one with source for just a moment, because this is who you are. But you can experience it just for a second or a minute, or however long you would like to dive in, and know that if you are just on the beginning of your path and you see people speak about joy and ecstasy and fun and love, that this is possible for you also. However you might feel, or if you feel you're suffering, know that you can follow this stream of light back to your source. And when you feel the source, when you reach this place in yourself, you receive the gifts, the connection with your family of light, the light language, the love, and new connections, new relationships in your life. Join me now in the etheric realms just for a moment of peace. Or if you are farther on your path of light, then you are grounded in this source. It is your home, your refuge in times of shock or disturbance. You can go back here. I am Archangel Michael. Thank you for receiving this message. And we're just gonna play this pyramid for a moment.
Coughing a bit.
I want to say feel free to contribute to others as well and share your songs and messages.
Aino soa ia kia. Aino koa. Thank you. Lovely. So it's just been an absolutely beautiful gathering. It's just this amazing group.
It's been such a joy. Okay.
Also very, very much. I think we're going to end it there today. It's been really, really just such a beautiful, heart-centered gathering. And I was going to talk a little bit more about the Voices of the Light Tribe that will be hosted in June next year in Glastonbury, and then September in Boulder, Colorado. But I will do so on the show next week. And just to say that's my great hope, you know, for those in the UK at this time, and of course our beautiful Light Tribe in the States, that you come and join us, and I will share some information a little bit more as we move through the month of December. So I just would like to thank our beautiful, beautiful co-hosts here today for your amazing presence and your absolutely gorgeous light and sharings. It's been truly an amazing blessing. And to our Light Tribe watching too, just thank you so much for your amazing light. And together we are creating the change we want to see. Together we are creating new earth as the new earthers. So it's just such a beautiful, exciting moment in time. So from our collective heart of divine love, and to yours, and to the cosmic heart of Mother, Father, God, and through every single sacred heart upon this beautiful earth, blessings in love. Namaste.
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 Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
New Earth Cosmic Conversations.